Greetings traveler, this is the Challenger and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Diablo 2 Resurrected as a Necromancer, utilizing full the Disciple set and doing some stupid shenanigans with concept of Death Knight build. I know, that there is no real Death Knight build, as only melee ability for Necromancer is Poison Dagger, which is only usable for, well, daggers, and I want to use two-handed swords, axes or scythes. Utilize curses, suitable buffs and summons to go through the game. Also, I will be using full the Disciple set to test its viability, so let's not waste any more time and let the challenge begins. Rules. Playing as thematic Death Knight build, using full the Disciple set, using charms and sockets, run ends with killing Bale on Hell. This is hardcore run, 1 life, no deaths. The Disciple is another along Orphan Skull set where most likely you know only one piece of it, namely Laying of Hands gloves, since they are the best in slot for a lot of melee builds. Set consists of 5 pieces and only occupies 1 slot for rune words, which is body armor, dark adherent, and first item that can be used requires level 29, so let's discuss full set once I get to wear it. Wand? I don't think so. Let's slap some monsters and get those two-hander. First skill I will take is Bone Armor. I think it is fitting for the theme, it provides set physical damage protection. Next is my first curse, Amplified Damage. Well, name is pretty self-explanatory. Thanks to it, damage is nice, even if I'm not wearing any weapon. That said, Corpse Fire is dead and Den of Evil cleared. Ah yes, Burial Grounds. Some prime time around the dead. So kill Bloodraven to get some additional help from those hired rogues. With level 5 I got enough strength to wield a large axe, so now I got at least a weapon. Blood for the Blood Throne. Oh, not this universe. Skulls for the Skull Throne, damn it! Ever seen a Necromancer one-shotting Rakanishi with two-handed axe? Now you did. Trash Wood Fist and now to Tristram. Run, you old fool, run! If Death Knights would exist in Sanctuary, they will surely put runes in their equipment, so let's get myself some supply of those. Smith was particularly pathetic this time around. Amplified damage is just so strong at this point. Andariel was in the same bag. Curse her or just hack away. Nothing to see here. Get another hired hand, this time Spearman Kasim with Prayer Aura, so he can heal this fragile form. I will avenge your son and husband Atma. I found said menace in sewers, a vile creature made of bones and demon magic, but we put him down and his legion of undead. I got the Horadric Cube and some new gear. This is starting to look more and more menacing. The design of armors on Necromancer has always been great. Going through these bug-infested tunnels I found an Eisenheart armor, which would be a nice addition for my mercenary. Then I grabbed the Staff of Kings from the Cave of Coldworm. Now a little stealth armor and on to the next objective. Finally, level 18 brings me, I think, the only golem that is suitable for Death Knight. I'm of course talking about Blood Golem. He is beautiful. Let's call him Jerry. I also did grab 2 more curses, Iron Maiden and Life Tap. Inside this arcane maze I found a pair of set chain boots, which are of course Hasarus Iron Heel. Just before Summoner I also did a Steel Battle Axe for some additional damage and then proceeded to trash the man in blue. As for Duriel, I do not fear defeat, I fear humiliation. Like I am not doing that already in this run, but since I have Iron Maiden curse, let's just eddy the guy and watch his health crumble against bony flesh of Jerry the Golem. My body is still weak. Any chance to get more health is chance I have to take. Let's trade this figurine for some nice potion. Called a spider infestation as I got my eye on this glowing chest in the back. I found an If rune, so wanted to get Malice for my mercenary, but I don't have an L, as I use it for steal. Ring I got from Ormus as a thanks for returning Gitbin is probably the best I have ever received from him. Double resistances, life leech and half freeze duration. Awesome. I can now upgrade my Merc's weapon to Malice. He already has 3 open sockets Spadum, so now the runes and nice. I have no idea when was the last time I used Blood Golem. Sorry Jerry, but it is really nice to have this lifeline that recovers my HP with every hit. Got into sewers to grab the heart, but I also explored as per usual level 2 and found this circlet, which is insane at this point. I also got this claymore, which is even more powerful than my steel axe. Charge head on into council, cursing them outright and taking out. Both of my helpers are extremely tanky, and thanks to bone armor and healing from Jerry, I am too. So council is deleted. I actually cannot believe how fast Mephisto died. First he had hard time killing Jerry, and he was taking so much damage from Iron Maiden that between our combined attacks and getting him such backlash from the curse, I think it took less than 20 seconds to get by. Finally I got enough points and level to get another curse, the Crepify. This combines amplified damage and weaken. It also slows down monsters and can break their physical resistance immunity. I cannot wait to curse those stupid knights in Chaos Sanctuary. Take out a Blumen that is made out of skill points and cash out Ethereals. My god, that feels so good to decrepify those bastards and watch them stumble. Taste your own medicine, scum. Now to destroy Diablo's beloved. Grand Vizier got cut down. Lord the Seas slashed to pieces, and Infector is a bitch as per usual. But he dropped a rare circlet that gives +1 to Necromancer skills and has some cold resist. Bossman himself is hitting like a truck, but I tried and true tactic of Fear of the Dark the guy and resummoning Jerry. Hitting whenever possible still works. I don't have enough attack rating, thus missing a lot of attacks. That said, let's break the siege first. While rescuing barbarians, I killed one of the lashers and he dropped a very nice soul rune. The Crepify and bone armor really keeps me going now. I can take a lot of beating even if I am low on health. Game knows I am doing something really stupid with this run, so it is sparing me all the worst monsters like dolls and souls. Got Anya out of the ice, just to get some more resistances, as this is something that I don't have much protection from, and received a pretty bad necro-specific shield. Another soul rune acquired in House of Vought just before Nil attack. It's time to gut the traitor in his own lair. Level 29 brings me the ability to wear the first part of the Disciple Set, Rite of Passage boots. 30% faster run walk and half freeze duration are the only things good about those. They are by far the worst part of the whole set. In the Ancient's Way I found a unique warhammer which is Ironstone, way better weapon than I am using now, but not fit the concept and it is not two-handed. Ancients themselves got quite destroyed, as Madak died in first 20 seconds of the fight, and then we just slash and poke at Korlik and Talik. It was quite funny that I can take Whirlwind to the face thanks to bone armor. Now level 30 unlocks my full potential and it brings the only other summoning option that fits this build from thematic perspective. Revive. It resurrects monsters to fight on my side for set amount of time, although I do not have enough skill points for now. Second thing is another part of the set, Telling of Beats Amulet. It is one of the very few amulets with +1 to skills. Aside from that, it also gives cold and poison resistance and attacker takes 10 points of damage. 2-set bonus gives flat 150 defense and there is no slot green bonus. Bale waves were relatively easy. It was just important to possibly drag them out of the Crepify range, as we are all melee attackers, so it would slow us to death. Minions were extremely tanky, but my Necrepify did good job, and Kasim's Malice prevented them from healing and bleed them with open wounds. Bail time. I started with the Crepify and just hack away, but came back to standard boss strategy, which is Iron Maiden and wait. When he summoned his clone, I retreat to town. When we came back, he spammed the entire arena with appendages, but luckily it wasn't deadly. A couple of seconds later, Prime Evil was dead and he dropped me a pretty good rare belt. My setup for the end of normal. So far I have been putting my points between Jerry, Bone Armor and various curses, but I think that Iron Maiden and the Crepify will be enough, so now to get more skill points to finally get Revive. With some additional helpers added to my army of death, we have put the Wood Fist to rest and went to Tristram to rescue Cain once again. I need couple runes, especially Am to make strength weapon for that sweet crushing blow. But there are a lot of cheap rune wars like Honor or Unbending Quill that could be very nice upgrades. And of course, I get Am drop while running to Countess instead of she dropping it. And on the same run to her, I got Ko, which is actually amazing. On the way to jail, I stumbled upon Smith, so got rid of him and got Malus for Charcy yet again. I couldn't get suitable base for sword, so once again, Eddie the Andariel and watch her crumble from the backlash. Beat Radamant to get additional skill point to power up Jerry further, and now change mercenaries. Since I am mostly doing physical damage, let's get Fazel? Oh well, let it be. Magot Lair this time around is much slower, as I am underpowered in terms of gear, so staying in the backline and cursing everyone is my forte. It took a good while, but I managed to get to Cold Worm and get the staff. So fun to have those Vipers in my command. Now they can just be annoying, but on my side. Grab the amulet again and get into the palace. I don't have base for inside, but I found this free open socket partisan, so decided to do another Malice, just not to waste any high runes and improve the damage at the same time. And I am really bummed. I just want to get some gear and it is just not happening. You already know the drill with bosses, but this time it was even funnier, as I had Unraveler as one of my recent monsters, so Duriel was poisoned non-stop on top of everything. I quickly got another Jade figurine and then proceeded to I cannot make myself to say his name again. It will be Shark the Burning from now on. And got DI. Got very weird map and got into Lower Kurest first and got very lucky Shailrune drop there. This isn't the best base for strength, as I would like to get something faster, but I cannot find it, so it will do for now. Once I found the portal, I backtracked and got into Flair's dungeon and grabbed the brain. We cleared Ruin Temple to get the tome for additional attribute points and got to Sewers to get the heart. I got nice layout, so got into level 2 pretty fast. Oh my, I did not know that you can actually revive council members. The visibility now with all the hydras on the screen is just awful. I have no idea which are mine. You guys are doing good. Let me curse those dolls for you. You are doing great, boys. Keep it up. I am super afraid of dying to Mephisto, as my lightning resistance is in negative numbers, so I could get one-shotted by the lightning. I stayed out of the fight avoiding damage. Once I get some more resistances and health, I will engage bosses more to make use out of Strength Sword and Crushing Blow. Because physical and cold resistance is something that I have plenty of, I can help in chunking Israel's health, eventually killing him. In the River of Flame, while trying to get through, A 4 open socket partisan drop. That is perfect. Let's upgrade Fazel's weapon to Insight. Pretty bad roll, but it is way better than Malice. With that upgrade we went to Hellforge, and it seems Hephaestus died off screen and I did not even notice, and the quest rewarded me with Iron, which is perfect. I'm almost at level 49, where I get to wear armor from the set, and I do not know if I can level up before I fight Diablo. Hopefully there will be enough demons to kill in this place, so I won't need to backtrack. Just before Infector I hit level 49, and with it I am able to wear the chest piece, Dark Adherent, which gives 25% to cast level 3 Nova when struck, some poison damage, fire resistance and a lot of defense. 3-piece bonus gives 11 points of poison damage dealt in 1 second? Wait, what? That is so bad! Again, as you can see, there are no piece specific bonuses. I came back to Sanctuary to deal with Infector and he dropped something spectacular. A set winged helmet, which is Guillaume's face. Absolutely amazing piece for melee characters. With all the monsters at my disposal, I got to Diablo. While he was dealing with summons, I could just hack away, triggering Crushing Blow. And when he killed those monsters, I went back for some more and finished the job. And oh my god, he dropped a unique Demon Hand gloves, which are Venom Grip. But more importantly, a unique Ceremonial Javelin, which are ethereal, which makes them even better. These are of course Titan's Revenge. Unfortunately, final pieces of the set are at level 63 and 65, which I will not hit by the time I will take out Bale, and I will want to go to hell wearing full set, so there will be some farming required by the end of the act. So far Mercenary and Jerry are doing a lot of heavy lifting, but I really want some good to come out of this build with the right gear, and that is the main purpose of this video, other than the challenge itself of course. My own frenzy cows. This is a thing of beauty. This is a really bad time to throw burning souls at me, so I went back to town to use a socket quest on my armor to socket Ort Rune for 30% lightning resistance. Frozen River has been such a slog. Gnomes shooting and running away. Succubi doing the same thing, but also cursing everything. It took me almost 20 minutes to even get to Anya and free her. True nightmare. Ancients were not really able to hurt even my revived minions. They took a beating of their lifetime while not doing enough damage to kill even one of my creations. For Akmel not to raise his skeletons, I killed them and raised them as my own, and then proceeded to kill Unravelers with their own cronies. Oh, the irony. So you can revive council members, but minions of destructions are off limits? Strange. Bale started like any other boss fight. Summons got to him, he got cursed and life is good. But I ran out of potions at some point and had to restock. When I came back, he summoned his clone, and instead of backing out, I had a plan.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
So we did it, with little to no effort. Because my monsters despawned, I had to portal out to get some more and back into the fight. And with my crushing blow and curses, we managed to pull Bale into the ground once more. My setup for the end of Nightmare. Okay, so I'm level 55, so just need 10 levels to wield the whole set. Let's do a bit of farming and potentially also get some upgrades. With terror zones and just farming popular spots like Shank and Eldritch, I got some drops and finally hit level 63 soon after. And with that, fourth and most powerful set piece, Laying of Hands. These gloves are staple in most melee builds. They pack 10% chance to cast Holy Bolt level 3 on striking, 20% increased attack damage, some flat defense, massive 50% fire resistance and absolutely monstrous 350% increased damage to demons. 4-piece bonus gives 10 strength. With 2 more levels under my belt, I can finally wear 5th piece of the set, the Credendum belt. It gives some flat defense, 10 to both strength and dexterity, and 15 to all resistances. Completing the set, we receive +2 to all skills, 100 flat mana, a whopping 50 to all resistances, maxing out my resistances in Nightmare. I created a bulwark helmet in the free open socket crown I found earlier. It will be perfect piece for my mercenary to keep him alive. Now I just need good base for my weapon and my merc's armor. And oh, in my search of those, I found an absolutely beautiful Lem rune. So, armor and weapon bases never dropped in Nightmare, so I just went straight into hell hoping for the best. I did some gambling for new rings, mainly this all resistance magic ring, and I also crafted a blood ring with a lot of strength, some attack rating, life and life leech. In Den of Evil I found a legend sword, and thanks to Horadric Cube recipe I added sockets to it and got 3 open sockets and made hustle. Now I just need enough strength to actually use it. Carefully pick battles to not get killed, and just single out those yetis. Grab the scroll and proceed to perfectly activate the cairnstones to open the portal, and free Cain this time. Before Andariel I used a socket from normal to get another 10 strength in the helmet. Finally, got enough strength to wield Hustle Sword. My only problem is lack of attack rating and actually hitting things. Nevertheless, this is starting to do something and it is not bad at all. Hustle weapons also provide Fanaticism level 1, and with that and Might aura, my minions of death are just burning everything that stands in their path. For the first time, I did not use Iron Maiden for this boss. This time I have enough helpers and my own damage is good enough to use Decrepify and just swarm Andariel to her death. Oh, what I would do for Ravenfrost Ring. It would be something that would be excellent addition to my gear. Cannot be frozen is an essential part of every melee build. This will be terrible, right? Yeah, it is terrible. I don't know what I expected.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I have no idea how long it took to get through, but once I got to Cold Worm, I didn't even bother to kill him. Just got to the staff and moved on. While grabbing an amulet from Claw Viper Temple, a white Thresher dropped. Since my merc needs an upgrade, I grabbed it and tried to get 4 open socket, but instead got 5 of them. If I get Fall Rune, I could do an Obedience. Why did devs thought that putting 2 tunnel-like areas in the same act of the game, while also including physical immune monsters in both is mind-boggling. Please forgive me, I cannot put up with this. Just teleport around with the staff and call it a day. Duriel was even easier than Andariel. Because he is alone in his chamber, there are no distractions for my helpers, and crushing blow from Guillaume's face is putting his health pool into the dumpster. And of course, he dropped some trash. Die, you hellspawn, I am coming for you! Since I desperately need more health, I instantly exchanged Jerry figurine for another portions, to boost my health pool. I employed the natives of the jungle and in this very cave to help me clear this place and get the eye. Shark tried running, but death comes for all and that bastard could teleport. Such a shame that this unique claymore is only dropping now. It would be good in normal, but sadly it comes at the time I have no use for it. I found a 4 open socket Highland blade going through a Great Marsh, and I have pretty stupid idea, which of course I will test. There are some 4 socket rune words, but one specifically caught my eye, and that is Passion. Dol, Ort, Eld and Lem, which I was planning to use for treachery for my merc. Although damage is worse, I am losing Fanaticism, but I am getting 1 point to Berserk and 1 to Zeal, which are further reinforced by plus to all skills from my set. Let's see how this works. I feel stronger with this weapon, but my minions are a bit worse. I think I like Hustle a bit more. I will surely test both of them to the end to decide. Oh, but there is something more. Passion actually packs Heart of Wolverine charges, which gives attack rating and damage to all allies. Whoa, that is a pretty rare drop. A set loricated mail drop in Flayer's Dungeon, which is Natalia's Shadow, a part of assassin-specific elite set. Aforementioned Heart of Wolverine is nice, but problem is that it can die, or rather it will die, as its AI is stupid and health pool is really low. In Lower Kurast I found a Fall rune and I thought I had another code to do an obedience, but last code went into Hustle Sword, so you will have to wait, Fazel. Thought I maybe will get something from the Bonfire Hut super chest, but not this time. There are also two additional problems with Passion Rune Ward. First, it has Dull, in which causes monsters to flee, very undesirable trait for melee attackers, and I don't have enough attack speed and the seal locks me into an animation, thus it can be a sole perpetrator of my death. Fortunately, I didn't have to deal with dolls in the sewers, but in return I spent 15 minutes looking for level 2 just to get Kalim's heart and progress further. There's not much to talk about the council. More problematic were once again the Hierophants on the sidelines that were just shooting off screen, being a constant nuisance. Eventually I switched back to Hustle, as I like this option a bit more. It doesn't lock me into animation with Seal, and it also does not override Decrepify by blinding the targets. Both options though are very good for this. Mephisto started with me not having enough minions to swarm him, and I had to warp back to town to get some more, just so I can have someone to deal with while I was slushing away and crushing his health. I think I found my stride. While dealing with monsters, summons are taking care of mostly everything, but for bosses, I am the main damage dealer thanks to Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike. There is a small charm in my inventory that gives me some lightning resistance, but also has a bit of cold damage, so sometimes I am shattering monsters, resulting in not able to revive them when I absolutely need to. Got to the portal in River of Flame very quickly, so decided to backtrack to try and get another rune that might be useful, and while I do not care for skill points anymore, runes might actually be useful. Sadly, I only got an Ire, which is useful but actually not what I wanted. This will never get old, casting Decrepify on Abyss Knights and watching them beaten to death by their own fallen brethren under my command. Now to break the seals and breaking the necks of demons. Vizier, trashed. The scythes, slaughtered. Infector, utterly destroyed. Diablo, however, was a real bitch. He was attacking my monsters and helpers, but once I got into range, he was switching his targeting to me. I mean, how dare he? I'm trying to kill him and making out alive of this place. The audacity of this guy. Eventually, I managed to put him down and he dropped a unique ring. I was so pumped, maybe it will be much needed Raven Frost, and it's an angle ring. At least it's not a bad roll. I like how this act you can basically run through up until the Ancients, and it even cuts one of the areas from the critical path completely, making it even shorter. These fireballs are actually physical balls, and Bone Armor is absorbing this damage, making it even more useful. Got my standard portal in Ancient's way and then proceeded to ascend to the summit. Ancient's time, and this was painful. I swarmed all three of them in attempt to finish off Talik first, as he is the most dangerous, but he ran away and my monsters despawned. So we singled out Korlik to deal with him, and then Madak was trapped in the corner and finished off. Last one was Wounded Talik, and well, he killed my merc, so I really was afraid to come into melee. So Iron Maiden Curse and just Blood Golem now. Godspeed to you, you crazy bastard. Jesus Christ, this place, this god-awful stinky butthole of an area. The worst in this entire game. Fortunately, once I got into Throne of Destructions, there were good monsters to be raised here to fight for my glory. Extra fast axe cows. Perfect. And with their help I put Bale Beloved to rest. The only ones that were resisting for a bit longer were of course Minions of Destruction and Lister himself. But when they are not looking, I am coming in hot. Bale was pain, as for every build that uses someone's constant distractions. If I got in close, he's targeting me, basically preventing me from dealing any damage, and well, monsters does not last forever, so I had to warp back to town several times to, let's say, restock. Funny enough, on one of those runs, Fire Archer Skeletons dropped me a gold rune. Pretty bad timing guys, but drop is a drop nonetheless. After much back and forth, careful slicing on my part and absolute carefulness not to die, Bale died. Not in my arms, but in a puddle of his own filthy blood, and a journey of Death Knight is over. My setup for the end. I am going to start with the set. I really like it. The Disciple Set, Telling of Beads and Laying of Hands especially, are two items that can be used standalone no problem, and they are great pieces of gear. Credendum Belt is I think a bit of a sleeper, as it really gives a lot of stats and resistances. Armor and boots are by far the worst, but not that terrible, and whole set bonuses are something that for the budget can be considered as fairly good defensive option. Also, the whole set only blocks one rune word slot, which is chest, but because it is occupying 5 slots for the entire set, it is constraining in terms of getting cannot be frozen or even pieces with physical resistances. That said, it is not class specific, so use it if you are in a pinch. I really recommend it. As for the build, don't do it, even for fun. Surely you can do something more with it, if you don't abide by the theoretical rules of the fantasy of Death Knight, but simply Necromancer does not offer enough for it to be viable. Although I think that 2 or 3 more skills could completely make this infinitely more fun. Passion Runeward that was giving me zeal is something that can be considered with better gear, but Hustle was working so much better in my case, and empowering my minions with fanaticism also fits the whole concept. Nevertheless, this was really hard, so I need a break from something that insane. Thank you very much for watching. I am grateful for your support you are showing and also pointing all my mistakes. I am not an expert, I am not claiming to be, and it is always great to learn something new. Leave a like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and stay tuned for more games and challenges. Challenger departs.